Students, topic of discussion is the supragingival instrument. So basic parts of instruments are handle, shank and working end of the instrument. Each instrument having the different type of the working end, like mirror has the mirror tip as a working end, while supragingival and subgingival scalar instrument is having blade as a working end. Moving towards the next is the balance instrument. So basically balance instrument is the instrument in which working end is aligned with the long axis of the handle. A balance instrument ensures that the pressure applied with the finger against the handle is transferred to the working end. So why this balance instrument is so important? If the balance instrument is not balanced, then it causes difficulty to use and it also causes stress to the muscles of hand and arm. So here you can see two types of instrument A and instrument B. In instrument A, the working end is not aligned with the long axis of the handle, so this instrument is not balanced, while in instrument B, the working end is centrally aligned with the long axis of the handle, so this instrument is the balanced instrument. Next is the classification of the instrument. According to its purpose, periodontal instruments are classified into diagnostic instrument, scaling and root planing instrument, periodontal endoscope, the EVA system, cleaning and polishing instrument, and surgical instrument. Scaling and root planing instruments are supragingival scalar instruments, subgingival instrument, and sonic and ultrasonic instrument. Basically, these diagnostic instruments are already explained by Dr. Gauri ma'am. So today I am going to explain about supragingival scalar instrument. So basically, supragingival instruments are these instruments which are used to remove plaque and calculus from supragingival level. So there are 8 types of supragingival scalar. First is the large sickle scalar, second is small sickle scalar, 2 types of surface scalar, one anterior interdental scalar, one posterior interdental scalar, one bifid scalar and cumine scalar. So these instruments are available either in single end or in double ended in market. So first type of scalar is the sickle scalar. So these sickle scalars are in sickle shape, that's why it is called as a sickle scalar. There are 2 types of sickle scalar. First one is the large sickle scalar and second one is the small sickle scalar. This large sickle scalar is mainly used on buccal or lingual surfaces of the posterior teeth, while small sickle scalar is used on labial surfaces of the anterior teeth. In cross section, you can see it is triangular in cross section, which having the 2 cutting edges and 2 lateral surface. Here you can see this is the working end or blade of the sickle scalar, having this demarcated portion showing the face of the instrument with these 2 cutting ends, and on the back side these 2 lateral surface. These 2 lateral surface forms the pointed tip with these 2 cutting edges and causes the bulb to the blade. So if this instrument is used subgingivally, it causes the tissue to the gingival trauma to the gingival tissues. That's why it is mainly used to the supragingival scaling. So in cross section, the working end is forms the 90° to the lower shank. Next instrument is a surface scalar. Surface scalar has 2 flat surfaces. Here you can see these instruments are available either in single end or double ended. Here you can see this working end. The working end has extended end which always goes into the interproximal area while doing the scaling. This instrument is used parallel to the long axis of the teeth with pulling stroke. This instrument is mainly used on flat surfaces of the anterior teeth to remove the stains and calculus. Next scalar is the interdental scalar. It is also called as the Jacquet scalar. There are 2 types of interdental scalar. First one is the anterior interdental scalar and second is the posterior interdental scalar. Here you can see the difference between anterior and posterior scalar is the difference in shank. So in anterior interdental scalar, simple curved shank is present, while in posterior interdental scalar, contraangle shank is there, which gives accessibility to the posterior area. That's why posterior interdental scalar is mainly used on posterior teeth, while anterior interdental scalar is mainly used in interdental areas of anterior tooth. So in interdental scalar also has two cutting edges on the face side, while two lateral surface on the back side, which forms the pointed tip. It is also triangular in cross section, which forms the 90° to the lower shank. This instrument is also used parallel to the long axis of the teeth with pull stroke. Next scalar is the bifid scalar. It is also called as a cingulum scalar because it is mainly used in a singular area. Here you can see in bifid scalar, working end or blade of the instrument has pointed or finger-like projection, which is well adapted around the cingulum area of the teeth. That's why it is mainly used in a cingulum area of the anterior teeth. Next scalar is the Cumine scalar. Cumine scalar, it is the double-ended instrument. In one end is the spoon-shaped end, while other end is the half-curved end. It is mainly used to break the heavy calculus or remove the calculus from the lingual sides of the anterior teeth. It is also used parallel to the long axis of the teeth with pull stroke. Now we will discuss the instrument one by one. So while arranging the tray of the instrument, first you have to arrange the diagnostic set of the instrument, then supragingival instrument. So we are going to discuss one by one. First instrument is the sickle scalar. These instruments are called as a sickle instruments because it is in sickle shape. So this one is the large sickle scalar instrument and this is the small sickle scalar instrument. You can see that this instrument is having two cutting edge. Blade is having two cutting edge, while on the back side it has two lateral surfaces. These two lateral surfaces meets to the cutting edge and forms the pointed tip of the instrument. This instrument is the triangular in cross section, and large sickle scalar instrument is used in a labial or lingual surfaces of the posterior teeth, while small sickle scalar is mainly used on labial surfaces of the anterior teeth. These instruments are used parallel to the long axis of the tooth with pull stroke. Moving towards the next instrument. Next instrument is the surface scalar instrument. These are the two instruments. It may be available in single end or double end instruments. In market there are different companies. In GDC all instruments are available in single end, while in API or Rotex instrument it is available in double ended. So you can see the surface scalar. It has two flat surfaces. This one is the first flat surface and here is the second flat surface with two cutting edges on a working end. These instruments is mainly used on anterior surface of this tip. I can show you now. This is the mandibular cast. So surface scalar has the working end has the extended end, which always goes on the interproximal area. Here you can see this instrument always used parallel to the long axis of the teeth. So extended end always should be into the interproximal area while doing the scaling. Next instrument is the interdental scalar instrument. These are the two interdental scalars. It is also called as the Jacquet interdental scalar. It is mainly used to remove the calculus from the interdental area. So this one is the anterior interdental scalar and this one is the posterior interdental scalar. Here you can see the difference between the shanks of these two instruments. Anterior interdental scalar has simple curve shank, while posterior interdental scalar has contraangle shank, which is used to accessible in posterior teeth. So That's why anterior interdental is used interdentally for anterior teeth, and posterior interdental is mainly used in posterior interdental area. So this instrument is also triangular in cross section, having two cutting edges. Blade is having two cutting edges, and on back it has two lateral surface with pointed tip. It forms the 90° to the lower shank. This instrument is also used parallel to the long axis of the teeth with pull stroke. Next instrument is the bifid scaler. It is also called as the cingulum scaler because it is mainly used in a cingulum area of the anterior teeth. Here you can see the working end has the bifid or finger-like projection, which is useful to adapt around the cingulum area. That's why it is mainly used in the cingulum area of the anterior teeth. It is also used parallel to the long axis of the tooth with pull stroke. Next instrument is the cumine scaler. This is the double-ended instrument. One end is the spoon-shaped end and other end is the half-curve shape. This instrument is mainly used to break the calculus or remove the heavy calculus from the lingual area of the anterior teeth. This instrument is also used parallel to the long axis of the tooth with pull stroke. So these are the all 8 type of supragingival scaler instrument.